Guess who has a new studio? Me. Son. I'm starting a new painting. And if you saw my previous video, you know what it's about. It's about this piñata that I built. By new studio, I mean I have a new room to paint in, and it is my wonderful older sister's room because she finally moved out and we have a spare room now. And I said, hey, I'm actually gonna take this room and I will be painting in it for the summer. And make sure to smash that subscribe button and keep the likes going. I was excited.
And so our adventure begins. As we start with the canvas. Okay, listen. Just let's take a look at how big this canvas is so far. I'm gonna tell you, I'm building it myself, sort of halfway. I bought pre-made stretcher bars and I just put it together, and now I have the canvas frame. But of course I had to staple like the canvas on it, prep it, whatnot. It's just cheaper than buying an actual canvas of this size, but it is a lot of bit more work. And you can buy pre-made stretcher bars probably at any art store. Maybe I got all of this crap at Jerry's Artorama. Anyways, enjoy this little time lapse of me building it. I'm just stretching it, canvas, or stapling it, whatever. But yeah, pretty ambitious size. I've really been like meaning to do like a giant painting, and the only real time I had for it was this summer. Anyways, once I stretched the canvas, you know, on the frame, I wanted to reinforce it because it was kind of like warping because it was so big. So I got these triangles, like wood triangles, but as you can see by my confused face, it wasn't really quite fitting into the frame. I'll explain in a second. Here's my freaking dog, Bella, who like is so nosy. Here's my face after I realized that the entire frame is distorted. Look, it's like, it has like an hourglass figure. It's just completely curved. I don't know why. I was just like, whatever. And I just kept going anyways. And I adjusted the canvas to prep it, of course. And then here comes my dog once again.
Like what? What? Why are you always so like up in my business?
Anyways, I did one layer of gesso, and then I decided to fix it. I put like a bar in the middle, and I had to really hammer it in to stretch the canvas back out to unwarp it. And you can see by that like part that's like ungessoed that it did end up stretching it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but then I continued with my layers of gesso. I did about like 4 layers, and I wet sanded in between each layer, which means I just sprayed the whole canvas with some water, and then I sanded it down to get everything real smooth. And I did that in between each layer, which I think I also just said, but I did 4 layers, which I think I also just said. So this is my new studio. That's right, everybody. I'm back home for the summer, as I've been. Sorry, sister, if you're watching. So we're gonna be painting here. Is what I'm trying to get at. It's a little echoey. In the closet, I put all my paintings in there, and I really like painting in my room, but unfortunately, I just don't have the space for a canvas this size. Which, by the way, guys, look at the size of this canvas. It's 72 inches by 54 inches. The back is a little jank. Let's not look at it. You may be wondering, oh, come on, what are you gonna paint? Let me take you along for a tour. Well, if you're a fake fan and you missed my last video, I made a piñata of myself. Aww. And so now we're gonna do a painting based off of this piñata. And I've had this idea for the past couple months, and I was gonna do it for my final at art school, but unfortunately I just didn't have time to build a piñata and then paint a really giant painting. So I left it as my summer project. The first little idea here. Then of course my classic plan for the actual piñata.
I took some reference photos the other day, did some more sketches. As you can see right there, some more, and then this is kind of my solid plan right here. Right now though, we gotta just get the underpainting going. I'm gonna get started.
As always, I start with the underpainting. If you're curious about all my process and why I do this, I did recently just post a little oil painting tutorial which covered every single thing I do to prep the canvas and why I do it and whatnot. If you're interested in that, seriously go watch it. It's the best thing in the world. Anyways, I will go more into the concept for this painting very, very soon. I just don't have enough time in this very time lapse right here.
Yo, look what my brother had. Ow! Okay, this is gonna come in clutch because there's not a desk in here or anything, so I was just putting everything on the floor, but this is gonna be perfect. Okay, now that we have the underpainting, just like a classic layer of blue, I'm gonna sketch everything out in some more blue paint.
As you can see, it is now time to sketch. I did the sketch initially. I actually put like a little bit of a grid, which you can't really see. It's not really a big grid or anything. Or it is a big grid. It's not, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, I wanted to change the entire sketch and I couldn't really resketch it the way I had without a projector because it would have been hard to like, I don't know, it just would have been confusing with the sketch I already made. And when I do the projector, like the light shines and kind of blocks out the sketch already kind of made. So it was easier and then I could just trace and it would be quicker overall. So I just did that with a different color to tell the difference.
Huge change of plans. I just was falling asleep the other night and I was like, it's all wrong. The painting's all wrong. And I changed up the entire composition because I was kind of inspired originally. This photo of my father back in Mexico holding a piñata like this, like he just had caught a fish or something. I don't know. It's a cool photo. And then for like that just inspired me more to make this painting. I don't know why from the get-go I didn't just use that photo as my reference for the composition. So I totally changed it up for me to be copying this pose that my dad did to further tie into this idea of heritage and family, while also tying in my experiences and identity. And now I'm gonna block in the colors so that you can see the actual sketch that I'm trying to go for in the composition and whatnot. Let's get into it. It's been a little bit, but we're back and we're finally gonna start this freaking painting. I do have a deadline for myself and it is 1 month from today. I really wanted this painting to be chill and demure and not rushed and having all the time in the world without a due date, but unfortunately I put it off way too much in the beginning, and then I went on a little road trip, and then I went on a different little trip, and then now flash forward to today. It's July freaking 15th and I still only have the underpainting done. So honestly, freaking kill me. We're gonna finally start. I'm just gonna start putting down a base on the face. I can't remember the last time I painted a realistic face like this. Actually, I can remember, and it was in January, but it was with acrylic paint, and I don't think I've painted really a realistic face like this in oil paints in a really long time, and I'm a little scared. I have this little cart here, and I have my colors, some gal kit in that little metal container, and then some Gamsol in the larger container. Because I think the face is gonna give me the most trouble, because it usually does give me the most trouble. It's kind of like the warm-up for my entire painting. Okay, we've made some advancements here. I have a actual photo reference now, because of my iPad, it's all the way down there, so I kept having to go like this, and then it was starting to hurt my eyes. Aww. And this is really blurry, not good quality, but I just need to get like the basic shapes down to continue, if you catch my vibe.
If you know me at all, you know I always start with the freaking face. I have a real issue about that, by the way, but if you know me even better, you'll know that it started out good at first and then it all went downhill really quick.
That's day one finished, guys. Like if I was doing this with acrylic, this right here would have taken me probably at least minimum probably 3 days. It looks good and I'm gagged.
Anyways, we just continue to render. Can I just say, working with like oil paint is just, wow, what an incredible game changer, because this whole process was 10 million times easier than it was with like acrylic paint. I just really like, I feel like I've said this a lot already, but it's just like, I was really limited with acrylic paint, but also no, because later on there was like parts where I was like, damn, I really wish I was using acrylic right now. And I guess you'll see later why, but let's really go back to the face for a second.
It's the 21st, I think, of July. And I don't even actually have the face done. Because I finished the face like a couple days ago and then I took a 1-day break. I said, okay. I actually didn't even take a break. It's just I was doing so many things that day I didn't have time to paint. But then I came back and I was like, okay, this looks a little off. I did my fun little trick where I took a picture of the painting, put it into Procreate, overlaid it on top of the reference, and I saw what differences it had. I said, okay, let me fix this. I don't think I fixed it at all. I think I actually made it worse. Like, it doesn't look that bad, but it's a lot rougher now. It used to be like, in terms of paint, like it used to be a lot more smoother, but like you can't, I don't know, the quality is like not the best here, but there's some areas that are a little rougher now and I need to fix that. There's like something off about it. I think it might be like the teeth and the nose. It looks like me, but it also like doesn't look like me at all. I'm like freaking out. Like this is so weird. I've been working on this for like I think 5 days. And I only have this. I was thinking back to school, when I was in school and I was creating paintings in like 10 days. And you're telling me this is all I have in 5 days. I'm gonna try and fix the face one last time and then I'm gonna move on to like the rest of the flesh. And hopefully we can get some of that going today and hopefully even like the clothes. Like honestly, I just want like a layer on the full figure at least. I need to stop thinking about this so much.
So of course here I come once again to fix the face, which I think I've done that in pretty much like every single one of my paintings probably. I can never get my stupid face right, and I genuinely actually thought like this time I could get my face right, but I don't know what it is about it. I just cannot do it. Anyways, here's a quick little side by side, not really side by side, but one by one of how the face changed throughout.
I think I finished the face. It's looking... Sorry, that would be my brother. Please excuse that. I finished the face. It is more desaturated. I kind of want it to reminisce more of like the photo that I'm basing it off of, the photo of my dad. And obviously that's taken with a photo in Flash. I don't know how I feel about it because I feel like it's gonna make it look even more like a photo. You know how I've been trying to break away from my paintings just like being replicated by a photo and make it more feel like a painting? Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I think if I mix like, you know, obviously the face is gonna look like there's been like flash photography happening with it, but I think if I try and flatten out some different areas, do some pattern, different like rendering and painting language choices in some other parts, then I think it will make it look less like a photo and and more like a painting, while still keeping that like reminiscent like flash photography quality that I want that I'm taking from my dad's photo. I think I'm getting smarter. Am I getting smarter, or is everything I just said like dumb? I don't know. I feel like what I just said was really smart. Like I feel like genius. And so now what we have left is the figure. I'm really gonna try and hone in on the limbs today. I feel like, I know I always say this, but I really think the figure, the arms at least, I think I should be able to do that a lot faster because yes, the proportions matter, but there's hella more detail and more like proportional stuff going on with the face than in the arms. And the arms is more about like blending. that's kind of like the hardest part.
Anyways, I finished, what? Yeah, I finished the face, I guess, is what I was trying to say, and I'm on to the limbs and the rest of the flesh, which was really, really super easy because I'm working with oil paint and everything blends like a freaking dreamsicle. Anyways, just want to talk a little bit more about the freaking concept, I guess. Both my parents are Mexican, and, you know, I grew up in a Mexican household, so I was around. I don't know, I just miss my childhood. I miss piñatas, and I don't really know. Hold on, let me talk this later, okay?
Yeah, the figure is basically done. I kind of look really short. So by full body, I mean everything except for the feet, of course. I just didn't really feel like doing that, I'm sorry. And I just don't really feel like painting feet. But I made that decision because, I don't know, I felt like for piñatas, like, you're a kid, like, in a party, like, you don't have shoes on, you're running around in grass, like, bare feet. So it's just, like, that's kind of the feeling I was going for, but I really don't want to paint my feet, like. Now I can move on. I think I'm gonna work on the clothes tomorrow and hopefully get a base layer on the piñata.
Anyways, yes, it's about piñatas, my connection to my heritage, my childhood, all of that. But it's also, you know, this piñata is myself, and in the painting, I've actively beaten it up, and there's candy spilling out of it, which you will see soon will be both Mexican and American candy, because guess what? I'm Mexican and American. Oh, I'm a genius. And so you want to look into the symbolism about me beating myself up, go ahead. It's all yours.
I made some freaking progress on the piñata face. Let me tell you, when I tell you this is the most satisfying thing I painted in a bit, even though it doesn't look 100% yet. I mean, I just don't even know where I was going with that sentence. But I really like painting like the little paper crinkling and stuff. Now I have to move on to the like more kind of like not so fun part, which is the rest of the piñata. I don't know why I'm kind of like dreading it a little bit. But I put in the layer of the red stripes, and now I have to do the pink stripes. I just had to let the red layer dry just a little bit, so all the colors wouldn't get super duper muddy. System going on here. Just one tiny measly fan. So that's surely gonna keep me nice and safe here and ventilated. I've been meaning to just like go ahead and block in like the colors of the background, especially the fence. I've been looking at like people painting fake wood. Sometimes people just like use like a brush or something and just kind of like go back and forth. And so what I think I have to do is I have to paint the whole back of it the lightest color, and then I need to take like a wash of something, or I think I need to do like a wash of a darker color and put that on there, and then take like a hard, like pretty rough brush, maybe like this, and then just go back and forth, and it'll somehow create like a little bit of texture. That isn't like 100%, like if I'm not 100% pleased with that, which I probably won't be, I can go in with a tiny brush and do just a little bit of those like specific swirly weird wood grain features. But my biggest problem, guys, here's my biggest problem. My biggest problem is I need to like mask off like this area. Like this is the fence, this is the arm. But I'm afraid, one, I don't have tape for that. Two, let me make myself just a little bit taller. Three, I'm afraid that if I do get tape and I put it on there, I'm afraid that I'm gonna accidentally peel off the layers before. Like I'm gonna mess up the layers here. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I think I might actually absolutely have to mask it off, because one, it would just be cleaner, and two, I just don't think there's any way I could get like the texture I want without making a huge mess on the layers. Which is why I've also been holding back a little bit off the shirt and the jeans, because those are like textures that I really need to keep. I don't know what to do next. I'm stressed.
Honestly, at this point, it was like so stressful to work on this painting because I genuinely didn't know what to do next, and it may seem like obvious, but really what I should have done from the beginning is like start with the background and then do everything else. That way I didn't have to mask anything. Not that the masking was like a big deal, but to me, I just genuinely really thought like the that the tape was like gonna peel off the paint layers before, but luckily it didn't. And so that was just really scary, but it was super chill. You can see I'm just, you know, masking it, and then I'm just carving out the edges with an X-Acto knife, and that was no problem at all. And then I just painted the layer in the back. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, progress. I don't know what to do now because I genuinely kind of need everything to completely dry. Like the fence needs to be completely dry before I add the texture. And I can't do the the rest of the figure that I'm missing, like the shirt and the jeans and like finishing touches on the figure until I do the fence because it's masked right now. And then I can't do the sky until the fence is finished because I need to mask the fence so I can do a little bit of a gradient. And then I suppose I could do the grass. Man, but today, I just don't have time for that. I mean, seriously, maybe that's, I don't know, maybe the thing is, the fence really needs to be done first, I think, before I do anything else. And like, I do need to do like tiny finishing details on like the piñata's face. And obviously the rest of the freaking piñata, like literally every single other part of that. But for some reason, it's just like, is this dry? It's not even, it's like, I need it to be completely dry and it's just not. I think if I give it another day, it'll be good to go. The way we're going right now, guys, low key, guys, we're almost there. Like, okay, I have to do like all of the detail on the piñata, obviously, but I feel like I did the face and it wasn't like super duper like challenging. And the gradient, I think on the sky is probably gonna be one of the harder parts, and the grass, and probably the shirt and the jeans. But I want to be done with this in like 2 weeks, and I think I can do it. Dude, the fence was low-key really fun to do. I just took like a really thick brush and I just kind of put paint on it, and then, you know, I just did different values, and then I went in with a smaller brush and tried to do some of those smaller details, which was a lot of fun. Fun fact, this is actually based off our old backyard fence, which got blown away and tore up in a really bad storm when I was a kid. And I don't know, I just kind of miss that fence. It was fun, and I could climb it, and it was shorter than the one that we have now. But I tried to make it darker than it originally was because this is supposed to be in the background of a flash photo, so technically the background is going to be pretty dark because the flash is mostly focused on the person, but I don't know if I really achieved that. My eczema's coming back, so just please, guys, please ignore that. Here's what I have for the fence. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not loving it. It like looks good, but it like also looks like, it just doesn't look like defined and as crisp as I want it to. Like, it looks kind of blurry. Ugh, the lighting is so bad, it actually pisses me off sometimes. But it's like, it's not super crispy, and I like would kind of prefer for it to be a little bit more detailed. I'm gonna mask the rest of the legs down here just to make the rest of the painting easier. I was originally just not gonna do that, but then I was like, okay, why would I do that? And I'm gonna do the base layer on the grass and let that dry, and then I think after that I'm gonna come back to the fence and hopefully finish that today, just like get some more tiny details, like, please. I feel like I'm notoriously bad for gradients. Like, maybe you guys don't really care or notice, but I just hate doing them. But to be fair, I've only ever done them with acrylic. So this time with oil, I did a mixture of the oil paint with Galkid to make it dry faster, but also with liquid, or no, linseed oil to make it super smooth, and it also makes it dry a little bit slower. Holy cow, look how satisfying this is. Oh. Okay, that, oh no. Oh, no. Okay, that wasn't satisfying, but I had already messed up. But take a look at this. Oh. All right, 3, 2, 1. This is where we left off. From here to there, it's not really blended in super duper well, but that's okay. We still have to add all the tiny individual grass strands, which will be the biggest tree on earth. I'm very excited for that. Goosey. I should just mask it off and paint the sky, right? Bella, what do you think?
I think you should. Oh, man.
I'm telling you guys, my dog is the nosiest dog on earth, I think. For the fence, of course, the top of it was like, man, it wasn't completely straight. I don't know how to say it, but it had like the ridges and oozes, and so I had to carve that out. I really don't know if you guys know what I mean, but you can see it right there. Like, I had to cut out the shape. And then I did the grading for the sky, which was more difficult than the grass somehow. Hey guys, so unfortunately I have the craziest allergies right now happening in my left eye, straight from my left eye. Not sure where that came from, but we're all good in the hood. Good. So I painted the sky. I think it's way too light for my liking. Like, I really do like the color, but I think I definitely want it to be more like the shade up top. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to paint over it. Like, thank you so much for realizing that after you painted. Like, thank you so much. So now I have to use some more paint. I really wanted the sky to be like a really nice blue color, like a really pop of color, but that was just too bright for me. I just wanted to base it off this photo I took, and it was just a really beautiful sunset, and really has nothing to do with anything right now, but I just refined a little bit of the fence, you know, and man, when I took off that tape, I was like, damn, okay, this painting is gonna be freaking yummy, like actually gonna be yummy. Then I worked on the stupid piñata shirt, which, don't even get me freaking started, literally pissed me off. This like whole time lapse right here is like 2 hours, and I only got like half of the shirt done, and this is the next morning doing the rest of it, and it got very sloppy at the end. But oh my god, I've never wanted to like just give up on a painting more. Like, I just don't know what it was about it. It was just so annoying. I'm sorry. Not sure if you can tell, I'm really going through it right now. I just kind of have a little bit of a migraine, but nevertheless, we must persist. Hopefully it just goes away in the next 5 minutes, because I really need to finish this. So here's the situation. Today's the 9th, and I want to have this done by Wednesday. So I have today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. Which, okay, let's take a look at what we have. The most major things we need to do are gonna have to be the jeans and the pants on the piñata, which I'm dreading because the stupid shirt on the piñata took forever. There's also a dog right there. But the biggest thing that I need to tackle is the grass, which, I don't know, it just might kill me. I have this brush, which I'm hoping will last the entire grass debacle. I'm gonna do that today. That's what I'm gonna do. I really need my headache to go away, like now. And of course, I need to put this on the easel. No. Oh, I did it. Man, oh man, the grass was really fun for like the first 2 hours, and then I was really mad about it. But I'm not even there yet. I'm doing like a little base layer on the dog. But for the grass paint, I mixed in a lot of linseed oil with gal kit to make it dry faster, but linseed oil especially to make it super smooth. So that the little strands, each individual freaking strand, would go on smoothly. So thankfully my headache went away a little bit, but I did have to take a little pause because as I was painting, I had to like move because I'm painting like the grass in little like rows and section, because as the lower I go down, I have to like mix the paint to get lighter, so I had to paint all the dark spots first, and it's like all in a line, so I have to like continuously keep moving the canvas. And I was like moving it this one time, and the whole canvas just fell on top of me. I don't know if I caught it on the time lapse or not, but it was like, holy shit. And I had like the whole little container of paint in my hand, obviously. And so like as I was like trying to save the painting from falling on my face and like possibly getting punctured with something, I obviously grabbed it super fast, but the little container scraped some paint off the freaking canvas,
but it was on the fence, so it like kind of like it wasn't too like crazy because like the fence is already kind of like scratchy and textured or whatever. But then the whole freaking like paint like completely spilled out of my hand onto the floor, onto my freaking hands, literally everywhere. I had to be like, okay, I have to stop painting because I had paint just here, I had it on my thighs, and this is the craziest part. I'm wearing an apron, mind you. I had paint on my boob. I had paint on my boob, which means it soaked through the apron, through my shirt, and onto my boob. And I wish I could show you guys. No, I don't wish I could show you my boob. I wish I could show you what it looked like, because it looked like it was molding because it was green paint and it was just splattered around. It looked like my skin was decomposing. It's kind of horrific. So I took a break and now I'm sewing a little bandana for my doggy. Aww. Let's keep going. And of course we were just chugging along with this stupid grass. Like, it honestly wasn't even that bad, but it just got to a point, and then I think at this point from now on it kind of just started looking a little bit worse. I think the first couple like little strips were pretty good, but it's just too uniform and very pattern like, which honestly I don't really mind it too much, but it's not like the most realistic thing. And then I worked on my feet, which I never finished because I was dreading doing it, but I did it anyways. And I worked a little bit more on the piñata details. Okay, I have to get a reference photo for the candy on the ground. And so I just have a bunch of my favorite candy right here. And, oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna dump it on the ground. And honestly, the part I dreaded most was the stupid piñata pants. Like, actually, I procrastinated that the most out of everything. And you'll see that there's like holes in both the shirt and the pants with like exposed cardboard and tape that is from the inside of the painting or piñata that I built. And that is completely just kind of made up because I didn't actually break it, but you'll see at the very end of the video I did end up breaking it in the style of piñata style, in the name of piñatas, because that's what you do. You're supposed to break it for candy. But I ended up doing that later because I wanted it as a reference for the painting, even though I never really looked at it after I took the reference photo. It's low-key raining cats and dogs outside, so I cannot have the window open, unfortunately, for today. But I do have this cheese stick, so I think it should all be okay. It's 4 p.m. Like, I don't know why I keep starting, like, painting late. Like, please ignore that. Oh, God. Bella, look, I have a treat. Ah, do you want a treat? I'm over here. Bella wants a treat. Okay, now stay here and be quiet. So basically okay, so she left. Okay, I already went over this. I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna try and finish the pants right now, and the shoes, of course, and then after that I think I'm gonna move on to the jeans. Oh, and I continue with the pants, which I hated doing. I don't know if you can see in any of these time lapses, but I was using like a little bit of a palette knife to scrape off like little lines in both like the shirt and just like all the little paper areas to kind of give it more texture. Just because I was really like, I just could not handle doing all the little details. Like, I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't, but there's that little exposed cardboard area once more. Oh gosh, sorry, my entire thing just glitched. And then of course I'm working on the jeans, which I keep doing this to myself, but I really do actually like painting jeans. They're just like a lot of work. So here's a little tutorial. I do a little base of the values, you know, just get the basic crinkles down with the lights and the darks. I let that completely dry, and then I mix up a special secret yummy concoction. And I do thin little lines diagonally following the curves of the creases and the freaking folds, to kind of replicate that little like stitching pattern that they have, that jeans have in general. To be fair, it should be way thinner and less noticeable, but I feel like I kind of like the little stylized look it gives it. And then also, like, from far away you can't even tell, it just makes it look more realistic. But I didn't end up finishing it all that night, and I have to go back for the details tomorrow. Yeah.
So today is the last day that I have to work on this, technically, by my standards. And so I actually have everything left to do, because yesterday I didn't get anything done. It's because I have this weird thing that when anybody asks me to hang out or do anything, I can't say no. Because all I'm thinking about is how in less than a month I'm gonna be back in Rhode Island at school without these people. And I'm just gonna be so sad. And it's like I have to hang out with them now before I won't hang out again with them for the next 5 months. I really gotta log in. To be fair, I want this done by tomorrow because I want to use it for something. But I think I could still work on it during the day tomorrow. I want to do so many other little things before summer ends, and it's like I only have like 2 weeks left. I really don't want to go back. Yes, I do. I want to go back so bad. Okay, let's work. Please, please, please. Oh, by this point, I'm just freaking out. I'm like, I just need to have this done. I also just wanted to have it done so I could be, done with it for the summer, and I could finally move on and enjoy my last 2 weeks that I have left. I'm so sad. I finished up the jeans, and then, sorry, I'm just, whatever. I finished up the shirt, I put a little texture on it, give it some stripes. Worked on the bandana, which is actually a bandana that they gave me when I went to this like weird camp thing in 5th grade. And my hair, which I try to make it also be blowing it in the wind, just like the piñata's hair, quote unquote, is also blowing in the wind. Finished up the jeans details with the stitching, did the rope, and then finished my dog, and then did all the little logos for the candy, which I totally half-assed, but that's totally okay. Like, I feel like nobody's even looking anyways, but oh god. Well, guys, I finally finished the painting, and here it is. Sorry the lighting's not the best, but you'll see in a couple seconds some better lighting, some better close-ups, of course. Can I just say, this painting, like, I've been thinking about making for, like, literally months and months, and I'm actually really happy how it turned out and everything. I just feel like right now I'm not like overjoyed, just because I'm thinking about so many things right now that I need to do, and it's just like I feel like this whole painting, I couldn't really enjoy the process as much as I could with other paintings, because I was just thinking about all these like different things I need to do. It was just kind of really stressful, but I am happy how it turned out. And actually, I'm kind of surprised because it did take me a month to create, but it also only took me 68 hours. Like, I think most of the days I only worked on it for like 1 or 2 hours, which, my fault. But it's like crazy, because all the other paintings I've made that were probably half this size or less have taken me just as much time, like in terms of hours, which means I'm getting really fast. I think it also helps that I'm painting with oil paint, because I just think the whole process of painting and blending everything the way I want it to is just a lot faster. But I do kind of wish sometimes, like with the details, that it would dry faster, and that's when I start to kind of miss, acrylic paint a little bit. But overall, I really did like it. I hope you guys like it too. I explained a little bit of the concept and, I guess the quote-unquote meaning, but I feel like it's up to you guys' interpretation a little bit. I just really have this connection to
I just kind of miss piñatas. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And you'll see I do end up breaking the piñata at the very end of the video. However, I did not have anybody here. Like, all my friends have left. My parents weren't home. It was just my brother, and so he recorded the video. And I didn't have a rope. I wasn't freaking blindfolded or anything. So I didn't even put candy in it. But it was really therapeutic. So I hope you guys enjoy that video. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.